phones. Also, a reminder that recording press conference video on your cell phones is prohibited. We have 2 mic runners in the room. Please wait for the microphone to reach you before asking your question and provide your name and media affiliation at that time. Now joining us are members of the West Virginia Mountaineers, head coach Steve Sabins, and student athletes Reese Bassinger, Gavin Kelly, and Dawson Montesa. Coach, we'll begin with an opening statement from you.
Congratulations to Troy on such an incredible season. What they were able to accomplish is nothing short of miraculous. The performance from those kids and that staff to be able to take what they have and the resources available and to go do what they did is incredible. One of the best teams in the nation. They should be extremely proud and humbled for what they were able to do on the national stage. We had some heroic performances ourselves, and we've become accustomed to seeing that with Montesa and McDougal and Bass in big spots, and Estridge coming in late in that game, and Gavin Kelly and Armani, and just a lot of great players making great plays. So certainly an exciting game for us. I felt like if we had a chance to kind of get some momentum cooking, that's obviously where we want to be going into next game. And we're just excited to be one of the last 4 teams standing in the country and want to prepare and get ready to compete for tomorrow.
You're going to open it up to questions for the student athletes.
Andrew Rydell, College Baseball Central. Reese, Dawson, you guys were able to strand 13 Troy base runners on today. What was working for you guys when runners were getting on base and not letting the adversity get to you guys?
I'll go, yeah. It's just like hitting your spots that the pitching coach calls. You know, they do the scouting reports day in and day out, so you trust them. You trust to execute every pitch they call. So just spotting up a pitch and, you know, not letting base runners get to you is, like, pretty important.
Yeah, they spend so much time doing scouting reports that, you know, they're away from their family, just doing it for us. And so when you get the pitch call, you know, if you locate that pitch, the odds are in your favor. So just attacking that zone that they call it in and that pitch and just doing your thing.
Joe Healy, D1 Baseball. Gavin, how did that home run swing feel after a couple of games that maybe didn't go your way at the plate? How did it feel to come through there?
Yeah, it felt awesome to be able to hit that and help the boys out. And it's funny how it works out because wasn't seeing the ball great the first 2 games and kind of pressing. So being able to get that is huge, just to almost like ease it.
Gordon Roby, U92. Gavin, that's your 12th home run since the start of May. What kind of clicked for you coming into May and down through the stretch of the postseason?
A guy named Sam White. So he was on the team last year. I have a really good relationship with him and talk to him all the time. So Sam White.
Would you care to elaborate?
You know, he's shared some stuff with me, and then I have a Sam White, like, almost tribute in my locker back home, so he blesses me. And he's just shared some stuff with me that have helped me almost, like, I guess, become a home run hitter.
Wilson Moore from the Omaha World Herald. Dawson, when did you know you were getting the ball today, and just what did you have working for you out there?
Yeah, I found out at practice yesterday that I was going to have the ball. And I guess what worked today was the curveball. I was throwing it for strikes and for chase. And then that just opens up everything with the fastball and slider and splitter. But just pounding the zone with, you know, plus stuff could get the job done, yeah.
Noah Darling, College Baseball Central. Dawson, a lot gets made of the jump from D2 to D1. Is there anything that you can look back on and say, you know what, that actually helped me in an environment like this?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I haven't pitched in a game like this. This is obviously the biggest stage I've pitched on, but just realizing it's the same game, D2, D1, you know, Little League, high school, it's all the same game. It's a children's game, so just going out there and pounding the zone, playing like it's your last game, it's pretty cool.
Noah, being a question for Reese. You're showing a ton of emotion out there on the mound. What did it feel like to be on the mound, getting the final couple outs for West Virginia's 2nd ever program win of the College World Series?
Yeah, that was sick. It's kind of situations that I really like to be in, and I assumed that I would be in a tournament like this. And when I got the call to go in, I was pretty pumped up already. So then getting out of it, sometimes you get a jam shot that doesn't go your way, but this time, Paul caught it, makes throw home, and I strike out the next guy, and it was pretty sick. I somehow made exact eye contact with my dad right after that happened, and he was excited. He never shows emotion, so don't know how I found him, but it was really cool to do that, and so I was pretty pumped.
We're going to take one more for the student athletes.
Taylor Kennedy, Charleston Gazette Mail. Gavin, for you, between you and Paul, you guys had only had one hit leading into this game. How good was it just to see not only yourself, but Paul as well get a couple passes defense?
Well, that's a fun stat to know. I didn't know that, so thank you. But yeah, I mean, Paul's been tremendous for us this whole year, so he's got no reason to press. His hits are coming. His swing's in a great spot, in my opinion. So his hits are going to fall, hits are going to come. And for myself, it's just sticking to my approach and being an athlete in the box.
Dawson, Gavin, Reese, we appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, we're going to open it up to questions for Coach. Start right up front.
Joe Healy, D1 Baseball. What did you make of the overall offensive approach? Just not only the aggressiveness and stealing some bases, making some things happen, but the ability to add on as the game went on.
That's always a huge piece of it. That team is so good, and they can score in bunches. So if you're up 2, you're like, we have to extend. And if you're up 6, you're going like, their big inning, their big punch is coming. It's around the corner. And so you just feel like you really have to keep your foot on the gas in order to beat a team like that. And it just so happens, I think we had some pitchers step into big situations and make big pitches, but I think it was 7-0 with bases loaded, and then all of a sudden you're kind of like, man, this is a Janicki fly ball away from being a save situation in the middle of the game. And so you're always kind of playing it that way, but I felt like the offense just did a great job. And the reality is that their starter did a tremendous job, and they brought in Alonso, who's been their closer for most of the year and has plus stuff, and they really got what they needed out of him. I think to expect for him to go 2.2 innings when he hadn't really pitched in the last 2 weeks, I think they got what they needed. So I felt like, man, they're kind of, things are falling their way right now. A closer that they bring in a 2-0 game that's been able to get extended. He threw 68 pitches. I think that's almost like as good of what they could ask of that kid. He did a tremendous job. And so, for us to get a couple insurance runs and stay aggressive on the bases and be able to manufacture some runs. But Gavin's home run was kind of the game changer. I think it was first and second with 1 out when Kelly came up and we weren't running, and we didn't run at first base with Tyrus in that situation, and Armani ended up drawing the walk because kind of the goal in my head that inning was like, get Gavin to the plate. That's our best chance of kind of a knockout blow, is to get Gavin to the plate. And then he had an incredible at bat and spun a ball right with 2 strikes. I didn't think that ball was necessarily out, and the wind wasn't really blowing at that time. The flags were dead, and so he really clipped that thing good. That was an impressive swing.
Doug Kyle, College Baseball Central. Coach, I think we're talking about the same point in the game there in the 6th. There's 2 quick outs. It's an offensive timeout, and at the time I'm thinking you might even just be getting your pitcher a little bit of time. You come back, you get the 3-2 call, get a walk, a home run, and then suddenly it feels like that the game pivots at that point. Is that how you saw it?
It certainly pivoted. I don't know if it's because of that or I think a whole bunch of two out hits and great at-bats and some homers is really what pivots it. But there was certainly a lot of momentum, and it was cruising there. And Montesa, you said that was the 6th inning, right? Yeah, so Montesa had thrown 5 complete, and it went out quick. And so really the thought process was, can we slow down the game a little bit, give Montesa a breather, allow for him to kind of recover and recoup so he can be in a good spot going back, because he was at a pretty high pitch count at that point, and he's had some higher pitch counts, but 112 and a couple weeks ago 122 are his longest outings of his Mountaineer career. And so it certainly, that was the pivoting point. You're exactly right. Like, I felt it. Everybody felt it. But I think it was just more circumstances. Like, it really worked out in that scenario. The funny part about all of that, I was giving Dawson more time, and then he came out and he wasn't sharp. His velo was down, and we ended up taking him out of the game after he recorded 1 out. And so I think it almost like flipped, right? It went from having like not enough time to recover to too long of an inning, and then it was probably too long of a pause, and he wasn't really sharp, and his arm didn't bounce back great after the 5th.
Noah Darling, CBC. Coach, you first told me about Dawson in September, and you were very excited about his ability. I asked you, can he throw 100 pitches in the postseason? You know, that kind of thing. And then he starts in the opening weekend rotation, and then he works his way to the bullpen. Just his journey, kind of conceptualize that, and what helped you maintain belief that he could do this today?
Yeah, he's such a special kid. I mean, all these kids, you guys have a great feel for our team by now, just from whoever you choose to sit up here. They present with class, and they're real, and they're humble, and they're down to earth, and it's just like a really special group. He's certainly one of them. He just loves to play. Like, he is a black lab, golden retriever. Like, get him in the yard and like throw him tennis balls, and the guy will have a blast. But he could play basketball, baseball, hacky sack during BP. He's catching balls behind his back, in between his legs. He just loves to play. So like, anytime you tell him, hey, Dustin, you're gonna get the ball, he's like, hell yeah, coach, let's go. It doesn't matter if it was a close situation, middle relief, starting in the World Series. He's never shown an ounce of frustration in his role throughout the entire season. And that guy's a high-profile draft prospect. That guy has a good chance of pitching in the big leagues. So you insert that guy on any team in the country, and he has a role. It doesn't matter, any team, any conference, any situation, he's got a role. It's plus stuff, it's plus athleticism, and plus makeup. And for a guy like that, who's gone from Friday to Sunday to middle relief to closer to starting in World Series games, in the regional, he threw 122 pitches, came back the next day, threw 10, and it was with better velocity. And so it's just like, that's that character stuff, that's that makeup stuff that it's hard to pinpoint, but once you realize who somebody is, it's just so special. So he's a kid that we would put in any situation because we trust, and then our job is to kind of make sure it's in the right situation where we think he can have success. I thought he's basically the opposite look of Chance and Cole, and Troy handled Chance and well. So you have right heater, big breaking down or breaking ball and a splitter. Cole is sinker, changeup, slider. So I was like, well, we'll try something different, right? That was more of the thought process.
Noah Bieniek, 11.7. Coach, I know this could probably be normal circumstance, but the team's strength is base running and stolen bases, so I'll revisit a prior question and just ask, I mean, you had 7 stolen bases today. A couple of the guys had amazing jumps, so I don't necessarily know if it's the catcher, who's a very good catcher on the other side. Did you see something in film, or is that just the guys getting tremendous leads?
I think the guys just getting great jumps, and I try to be careful with the whole identity of the team and this and that and what it makes out to. Like, the bottom line is, like, when opportunities present themselves, you want to take advantage of them, whether it's offensively or on the bases or defensively or with pickoffs. That's really more of the mindset. We don't proclaim to be base running gurus or know what we're doing. We study film in all those areas, and when we think that there's an opportunity, try to take advantage of it.
Justin Jackson with the Dominion Post. Coach, you were kind of explaining the thought process of starting Montesa. Can you talk about whether or not that was a short discussion, a long discussion, analytically driven, or a gut decision?
Relatively short. I think when you lose game 2 and you have 3 games to win to get to the finals, you have 27 innings, and you're saying, who are the guys that can handle a large workload? Who are the guys that have proven to be able to throw 100 pitches? So at the end of the day, however you want to slice it up, there's 5 or 6 guys that need to throw 4 to 5 innings for us, and then you need to mix in some other dudes to perform in big moments. And so Dawson was probably the most prepared and had the most rest and had been good, but we didn't show up here to play for second. And so you always show up with this mindset of like, however you slice this, we're going to need these kids to be good in these moments. And so it doesn't really matter who goes first or who goes second or who's the closer or who comes out of the pen. If McDougal was cruising there after Montesa, we probably would have left him in and not gone to Bass. But he wasn't as sharp today, so we say, all right, give Bass the ball now. McDougal will save some bullets because we're going to bring him back tomorrow or the next day, right? And so it's really more just about who do we think could be good against the opponent. But now there's only one opponent ahead of us. That's North Carolina for a couple games. And so we'll need all the guys that are capable and have proven to be effective for us to have great outings. And so I think simple as that, really.
We're going to take one more question for Coach.
Kerry, West Virginia Metro News. Steve, have you settled on a pitching plan? Can you just kind of take us through some of the options available for Wednesday?
We haven't yet. You just kind of live day to day at this point. Cole had a short outing to start this party off in Omaha. Korn threw that same game. So those are two really trusted arms that threw game one of this tournament. So those are definitely options. So we probably start there. Hagan has some great outings for us in the postseason. He's been tremendous. McDougal, Bass, Estridge, Huther, Saragao, those guys have been more in the mix for us. And then, like I told the team, there's other pitchers that haven't been in there as much, but crazier stuff has happened, and we're in this position because of those guys as well. You just normally lean on experience a little bit, and if things don't work out, then you end up putting some less experienced pitchers in there. But that's kind of the game plan as of now. But we'll make a decision tonight and have to turn it around pretty quick.
That's all the time we have. Coach, we appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Hammond Communications will post a recording of this press conference in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at ncaa.veritone.com. Transcripts are